Hi, my name's Simon Davies, Branch Manager of Norman F. Brown's Bedale office. I'm going to give you, as quick as I can, a market update on the Bedale property market with an awful lot going on. Yesterday, the Bank of England rose the interest rate by 0.75% to 3%, the biggest individual rise since 1989. But we'll come back to mortgage rates a bit later on. During the update, we're going to look at some stats on what's happening in the Bedale property market over the year and also since the mini budget. We're going to have a quick look at what we think is going to happen into the future as well. And we've got a bit of a mortgage update from Lindsay Davenport, who's a local mortgage broker as well. So firstly, some stats on the Bedale property market for the year so far, up to the end of October. In Bedale, there's been 416 new instructions to the market and 223 sales agreed, stats from Rightmove. Now that actually works out as a 54% sale to instruction, so pretty much for every two properties that come to the market, one sells, which actually, bearing in mind we've been in a bit of a boom time, or that's how it's felt, isn't that great a stat. Ourselves at Norman F. Brown's, we've done 91 instructions and 73 sales, which is 80%, so way above that average, which kind of goes to show that our strategy of pricing and marketing does do the job for our clients. Now, since the mini budget, there have been 77 new instructions and 23 sales agreed, and that's a drop in the sales rate to 29%. So that shows us that demand is dropping since the mini budget. The other interesting stat out of all of this is that to the end of October, there's been an average of 10 new instructions, well 9.65 to be absolutely exact, coming to the market each week. Since the mini budget, there's actually been over 15 instructions coming on, which may be a reflection of people being worried about paying mortgages down the line with the higher mortgage rates that are around there. So we have a situation where supply is rising and demand is dropping. Also, since the mini budget, there have been all sorts of forecasts. Lloyds have recently forecast that in the next 12 months they expect house prices to fall by 8%. And actually yesterday the Nationwide had reported that month on month house prices had fallen by 0.9%. And there are other lenders who are predicting that house prices will fall over the coming 12 months. So the next natural question to ask is, why are those predictions being made about the housing market falling in the way Lloyds and others are predicting? And it's very simple. They're expecting supply to rise with mortgage rates. When people come to remortgage, they might have to sell, and also demand at the same time falling, which means there'll be more choice on the market for buyers to pick from, and sellers will have more competition when they're coming up against selling. Complete opposite of the market over the last 2.5 years. So with mortgage rates rising and maybe being a little bit more awkward, it's never been more important time to have a good mortgage broker acting for you to help you through the maze of the current mortgage market with lenders. So we've had a chat with Lindsay Davenport, a local mortgage broker, to tell you a little bit more about the mortgage market.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Davenport. I'm a mortgage intermediary based in North Yorkshire. We have clients all around the UK, from Cumbria, the north, down to London and the southwest. We just wanted to update you a bit about the current mortgage market as it stands. Now, I qualified in 2008, so 15 years ago, and given the last few weeks in the mortgage market, things have never really quite been so complex. The mortgage market is a very difficult and complex place at this current time due to the recent volatility in interest rates and the changes in government and the announcements and the fallout that they've brought, and due to the current cost of living crisis, the cost of food and energy increasing, and of course looking at higher inflation rates at the moment, it's never been more important to speak to a mortgage intermediary when you're looking to secure your mortgage finance. People are looking to make savings, or at least try and get the very best rate that's available to them, and that involves maybe 6 to 7 months before, if you're coming off a fixed rate, having a look and contacting someone like myself and having a look at the whole of the market to see what's actually available. It doesn't necessarily mean staying with your existing lender. We are here as intermediaries, myself and the rest of the mortgage intermediaries in the country. We're here to try and make the mortgage market less complex for you as an individual, and to guide you through the maze that is the mortgage market and trying to find the best deal for you. Our job is essentially to find you the very best product that you can, including any fees that lenders charge, any perks that they perhaps give in terms of a free valuation, for example, maybe, or cashback, based on your individual circumstances. Now, that's not the same for every client, of course, it varies from one client to the next. So we look at the whole of the market for you and research and provide you with the best solution that's possible for you at the time you're looking to take your mortgage. And we do that again when people come to the end of their fixed rates. So it's just really important to make sure that you speak to your mortgage advisor, and especially before viewing houses at the moment, because we don't want to waste anybody's time if you can't afford it. Things have changed quite a bit in the affordability that lenders are using as calculators in the background due to increased cost of living. So it's never been more important to speak to a mortgage advisor before you go and view properties. That's Lindsay Davenport, local mortgage advisor.
Hi, thank you for that update, Lindsay. Pretty clear, whatever your plans are, whether you're thinking of a purchase, first time buyer maybe, or upsizing, downsizing, whatever your plans are, if it involves a mortgage, make sure you speak to a broker. The mortgage market is very, very different from anything we've seen over the last 10 years. Rates are pretty much almost where they are, so apparently around 2007, 2008 levels. We've got used to very cheap money being available to borrow quite easily over the last 10, 11 years since after following the credit crunch, and that just isn't the case anymore. So being organised is really, really crucial to making sure you can follow through on your plans. Even before you start viewing houses, make sure you know what you can afford and what you can do moving forward. The market is very, very clearly changing from a seller's market, as it has been over the last 2.5 years, to a buyer's market, which is a huge change in the market, and it's happened very quickly. So the key to all of this is to be prepared. As for the future, it's always hard to forecast. So what are the things we know? We know that the latest government have kept their stamp duty cut promise. They've reduced the level stamp duty starts at to £250,000, saving buyers £2,500 on their purchases. First time buyers, they can buy up to £425,000 stamp duty free. So they're positives. The other positive is that yesterday the Governor of the Bank of England hinted that mortgage rates, he thinks, have topped out and may even start to fall back over the coming months, despite yesterday's interest rate rise. So other positives, we know property sells in any market as long as we get the pricing right, market it to the right people, and when all said and done, we've got to remember that any property is only worth what someone's willing to pay for it, and that's the main things we've got to consider. The biggest thing then is for the sellers, is the amount that's being offered enough to do with what they need to moving forward. So if you're thinking of a move, whether you're buying, selling, get in touch with Bedale's top selling and award-winning estate agent on 01677 42282. We'd love to help.